Okay, so I'll break this up into two parts. The first part will be just a quick PDF of what features and tools that SketchUp uses. And then the second part will do an exercise. So why SketchUp? Quick and easy to learn. It's great for quick site analysis, basic form making, conceptual ideas. It can be progressed into advanced 3D modeling through plugins. Can be imported into Rhino, Revit for further modifications, and still widely used in the industry. Where can you use SketchUp? You can use it up here, level 5 computer labs. They'll normally have it. You can also use Flex IT. If you want to use it at home, you can get an educational license. That's around $89 per year. So this tutorial will just cover over the basic tools for model making. That's including styles, shadows, the views. We'll look at some array, looking at components and groups, how to apply materials and make your own, what exporting settings there are, and hopefully we'll get into geolocation as well. So we'll run through the exercise. So does everyone have the project open? Yep. Good. Okay, so it should be just like that. It should be fine, yeah. Just don't click save on it because I'm opening it at the moment. So it'll come up as read only. Just don't click Control S or also override other people's work. Okay, so we'll run through the basic tools. So let's draw a foundation. We're gonna basically copy this house. So get a line tool. So that's right here. Or you can also click Alt. Yep. Just want you guys to draw. So draw a 4,000 millimeter by 3,000 millimeter square. So that's 4,000. You can also type down below there. So a useful tip is you can always type your numbers up here if you want. 4,000 by 3,000. So when you draw up a box, you'll get this plane. And this plane means that you can extrude it later on. If you're not getting this white square, it means that it hasn't completed the form, basically. Once we're done, you want to double click it. So that selects all. And then you want to extrude it. So it's this tool right here. Push and pull. Should come up like that. Click on it. And then type in 500 millimeters. So that's the thickness of the foundation. Right there. And then what we can do is double click it. So we can select all. So right click. And then group it. So every object we do, we want to make group. So it allows us to edit later on. Okay, we're all up to pace on the foundation. All right, we're gonna start drawing the walls now. Again, we're gonna go close to it, zoom in. This time we wanna draw a 200 millimeter line here. So that's the red axis. 200, type it in, boop, get the line there. And again, you wanna go all the way to the end. That should be 4,000 millimeters. And just click it again. And then you wanna go all the way around, so overlap the lines. We also won't draw another plane. And when you select all, it should highlight like that. So there should be basically another face overlapping the massing. You just want to draw a line 200, 4,000, 200, 4,000. Again, double click, select all, and right click it, and then make group. There you go. Once that, double click it again. So when you make group, you essentially can isolate the object from other objects. So this only allows you to edit the object that you grouped. It should come up like that. And then clicking P is for extrude, push and pull. You're gonna push it by 3,000 millimeters. So again, you can type in 3,000 at the bottom. Cool. And now you got your wall. All right, I'll move on now. So once that's done, you get this standalone wall. We're gonna introduce two new tools now. So we're gonna do the move tool up here. That will be M as well for the command. And then we want to click a point. So we click the corner of the group. While also clicking Control. So when you click Control, you cycle through, it's basically a move, and then it will duplicate the item, copy it. So it should say begin to copying the pre-selected item when you click Control. Once that, you click the corner of the group, and now you get two objects coming out. And you can place it on the other side. Again, I'll demonstrate it again. So when I click the group, click M for move, Control. It should say up here, begin copying the pre-selected item. Click the corner, and go to the other corner. Okay. So we're just gonna finish off all the walls. So do the same thing again. Go here, 200 millimeters. And again, this time it's 2,600, or to the next wall. That, go all the way around. Double click, should come up with a highlighted box like that. And make group, edit, push it to the same height. And click move again. Click Control, copy. There you go. So now we've got our full box. The same drill as last time. So now we're gonna make the door and the window. So what we're gonna do is we wanna click the wall, double click into it, and then we're gonna draw a door, a square basically. So with you can use the rectangle tool this time. That's the tool here. You just wanna draw a door. It doesn't really matter what height it is. You just draw whatever you like. So it should come up like that on face. Click it. And then what you want to do is click the push tool key. You want to click the wall. And then it should say up here, offset by 200 millimeters. You can go to the edge of the wall there, and then click on it. Then now it's hollow. A tip is that you don't want to just click and then drag the cursor. You just want to click a point and then click the other point. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna make the window now. Same drill as the door. Right. This time we're bringing in another tool. So it's the measure tool. This basically is like a guideline, you know, in Photoshop, you can make guidelines. Take measure tool. So I'm gonna click the point there. We're gonna align it against the door. Click, and click to the end of the wall. That's your guideline there. Using the line tool. Create a line there. Draw a box. One face. Yep. You want to click P again. So same drill. It should create like a face on the wall. Push it against the other wall. And there you go. Should be hollow. You can click on the yeah. So you can click against that line, the edge. Yeah. Yeah. So you want to click it to the edge of the wall, basically the back side of the wall. If you go too far, what happens is that it'll keep extruding all the way. I think that's what some of you guys are having issues of. Gonna push it against the edge. Oh. Thinking. Oh, okay. You can click just the edge of the wall. You can also write minus 200. Okay, so what's happening here is you need to go into the edit object mode. See if you help you build it. You need to double click into it. Then you can draw the square. Yeah, and then you can push it. Yeah. A note is that you need to double click into the object first and put it into isolation mode, and then you can make an edit on the face. If we don't, what happens is that, so if I draw like a rectangle here, and then I try to extrude it without being in isolation mode, it will just create nothing. It creates its own identity, essentially. So again, you want to always edit group, or double click, and then draw the rectangle. And that edits the wall. Okay, we're just gonna go through the roof now. So again, you wanna draw a box that's gonna be on the blue axis using the line tool. I'm gonna click the point of the wall there. And type in 700 millimeters. Want to go all the way here, the red axis, 3000, all the way down, 700 again on the blue axis, all the way here, and then it should form a plane. Again, always remember to group, so double click and then highlight it, right click, make group. Go into isolation mode, so that's double clicking the plane. Using the line tool, we want to draw two diagonal lines. So at the end point, the corner, should say end point outside active, click, and then draw to the middle point. So when you highlight a line, usually it will show the midpoint and then the endpoints. That's green, endpoints will be green. The middle should be a blue, light blue color. I just want to click. Again, draw from the other corner as well. So you should form 3 triangles pretty much. So again, use the line tool, click from this endpoint to the midpoint of this rectangle, and go down there. And then using the eraser tool, E, you want to erase the 2 lines here, so you can form the big triangle only. So just drag over the 2 lines, so it should highlight blue like that, and delete. Again, so using the erase tool up here, drag over the lines. Sorry? Yeah, basically, pretty much. Yeah, makes it easy. The shortcuts are pretty much the tool name. E for erase, L for line, P for push. Yeah. All right, so we should all have this roof triangle shape. Again, you want to use the push tool, so P, click, and drag it to the end point of the other side of the house. And that's just 4,000 millimeters. I'm going to type it in. Yeah. Escape. Now we got the little house. You're following along. Hi, hi, hi. Hello. Ah, okay. So what you might have need to do there is try to lock it with the axis. So you see how it's green right there. 3,000.
Oh, I think my house.
I think your house is
not.
slightly. That's
Yeah.
okay. No worries. So what we can do then is just do 700 there. Do that. Just there. 700. Okay. 700. And then we just connect it. Yeah. Again, you want to double click the plane. So it should form a box. Right click. Double click into it. So you enter in isolation mode. Using the line tool, click the corner there. You want to find the midpoint of the line. That's the midpoint. Right here. Right. And then you want to use the erase tool. So you want to erase the 2 corners there. Drag over it, then push it all the way to the end. Oh, so I think you need to group the item. Yeah. So always, what it is. So once we got that, we can make this edit the group, right? So now it's its own separate identity. And then you want to use the push tool, push it to the end. That should form an enclosed solid. So now it's on. Okay, we're going to make the courtyard and the fences. This is basically combining everything we know now and adding it in. So we're going to draw a 1,550 millimeter line. So 1550. 3,000 across on the red axis. And on the green axis again, so it should form a box like that. And double click it. So making another foundation. Make group. Double click into it, isolation mode. You can use P, push pull, 500 millimeters up. Go. And then now we're going to make some fences along the house. But I'm going to exit isolation mode, and we're going to draw another box over here. So it's going to be a 50 millimeter by 50 millimeter box, a tiny square for the fence posts. So 50, 50, 50, 50. And when you highlight, it should come up with this little blue square. So just doing it at the corner of the door. Again, make group. Double click into it. So now you're editing this little square. And you want to push by 300 millimeters. 300. Go. Exit out of it. We should all have this little tiny post. And then we're going to add a new tool. So it's called make component. So once you've grouped the item, you can right click it and then make component. And you just click create to it. Now we want to duplicate these fence posters by 10. So basically an array. Want to click the corner of the component using the move tool. Yep. And you want to click control. It should say click to place the item you're copying or enter a distance. That's the control. You don't need to drag and hold. You just want to click. So it kind of floats like this. And then you want to type the distance of 150 millimeters, the corner there. So this is going to space each post by 150 millimeters. And then click enter. And then we're going to make this 10 times. So we want to type in 10 at the distance here. 10x. So 10 times 10x. And click enter. What that's going to do is going to create 10 posters. It's going to duplicate the item and create the same exact distance that we made. Okay, and I'll just run over one last thing. So once you've done the fence there, you might seem that 300 is a bit too short, right? So the thing about components is that when you edit one object, it will edit all the other ones. So when we double click into a component and then we click P, you can see that all move. Sorry, give me a second. So make component. Copying 150 millimeters, 10x. So when you click the component, so you P and push it, so they all push. So they all make edits at the same time. That's the thing about component. There we go. Yep. I'll go over the paint bucket tool if you want to add materials. Just up there, you can paint bucket tool right there. Should be right beside the tape measure tool. And then you can go to materials tab. So that's the tray at the right. So materials, you can select whatever you want. So we can do bricks, for example. And you just click on one of them, do brick tumbled, and then you can just click which wall you want to paint. If you want to make your own materials, so see the material tab right here. There's a little box that says plus, it's like a plus arrow, little box says create material. Click on it, and then you can change the texture image. So you can add a different image you want, resize it, you can change the color of it. That's making your own custom materials. Okay, we'll just finish up here. If you want to do the exercise again, there's a Word document that you can go to. That's the entire exercise. And then there's also a PDF that runs over all the tools and how they work. It also runs over what exports you can do, tags, shadows, etc. Those kind of things that we didn't cover today. Thank you.